Hi everyone, today I'm making Polka Dot Paradise Soap. Now this is a fun soap filled with rainbow soap balls. If this is something that you are interested in seeing me make, just keep it rolling. So what I need to do first is add in the coconut milk. I'm going to do a little pre-mixing like I often do. So I want my coconut milk in. And I do have kaolin clay blended into the oils already. So there's the one. Here's the other. I'm going to add in titanium dioxide. I don't want so much that I'm going to deal with glycerin rippers. So if this ends up being kind of a creamy soap, I'm going to roll with it. So I have some mixed up titanium dioxide. Now I'm going to try to make it fairly even because I have the two molds, but it's all, or the two batches here that are being mixed separate, but they're all going to be one soap. And not only that, but just the one exact soap. So I'm going to stick blend for a minute. To make Polka Dot Paradise this day, I did not withhold any water from my lye solutions to accommodate the titanium dioxide. So I'm just going to try to take it a little bit easy. So I'm going to add in my lye solutions. And I do have some lye lint. If this is something you're wondering about, I will post a link or a couple down below for you to read more about lye lint. Lye lint, and then in the finished product, the soda ash, it's perfectly fine. There's nothing to worry about. It is just a side effect of cold process soap making. I tap the air out of the stick blender. So when I tap it on the bottom, I am releasing the air from the shaft. If I don't release the air from the shaft, it's going to incorporate bubbles into the soap. This is going to be noticeable mostly when we cut it, and it'll create some little extra bubbles. But the whole point is we want fewer bubbles in the soap. We don't want any air pockets. We just don't want bubbles. It affects the smoothness. So that is why we tap the stick blender. Some people swirl. I have not had great results with that, so I still tap. And we also smack the mold down on the counter. And that's just, it's all part of soap making. And that brings me to a very important point. My soap making and video style is if you are here with me, you're going to hear all the sounds if you're right here with me. I do edit some things out when it's just, to me, it's obnoxious. But you're just gonna have to trust my judgment. And if there are things that you don't like, I ask you just in the most polite of ways, can you just please either skip ahead Or can you turn your volume down? And let me tell you why. There's a very important reason. It's not just because I'm obnoxious or want to spend another 20 minutes editing stuff out of a video. But it is because we have visually impaired subscribers and customers. And for this reason, they enjoy the sounds. So when we cut that out, it takes out some of their enjoyment. So I just ask you to be considerate to the sounds and the whole process, because there are some people out there that really do enjoy it. So if it's something that you don't like, and I totally get, because you know what, when I'm watching a video, if I don't dig something, I either click away or I turn the volume down. So I'm going to add in my fragrance oil. So in the nicest of ways, I'm just asking you to be considerate of other people and what they may enjoy. This is my white tea fragrance. There are several blends out there. This is like, I believe it's like an Avita duplication. I'm not quite sure. I didn't know that when I first used it. And it's one I haven't made in a really long time. It's just, I have so many scents that sometimes I just lose track of some. There's one particular customer of mine I know loves this scent, so I'm really excited to bring it back for her. This is basically the design of Snowberry, but because Snowberry is Snowberry, that's intended for the holidays, and also because the fragrance I use in Snowberry is in my huckleberry fluff, I didn't want to duplicate it. So I decided to bring back Polka Dot Paradise. Now I think originally I had like some rainbow colors in the middle. I'm not doing that today. I'm just going with the Snowberry style. But I think that's going to be really fun because it is kind of a polka dot paradise. I guess I do have to lift my glasses up just a moment to check some of this coloration. I'm going to add just a little bit more. In my goggles, it's coming through as creamy yellow, bordering on tan. Alright, I think I'm going to be okay with this color. It will lighten up a bit after it saponifies. You can see all the bubbles are kind of coming up that were trapped. This is entirely too thin at the moment. This fragrance does play pretty nice. So I'm probably going to have to wait a moment. But I do need to get my mold in here, so I probably have the time. Alright, so here we have my glorious large mold. This is thickening up. So that is super duper. I'm going to put quite a bit in. And here we have a huge bowl of soap balls. My husband helped me roll these soap balls. I can't even tell you how much time we spent on this process. Should have kept track. I'm hoping that it's enough. I'm going to try to be cautious and I'm not putting them too close together. They will move around a bit. And I need to save some for the top. But my goal is going to have most of them inside. Oops. I just can't even believe that we rolled enough soap balls for this huge mold. I do make specific batches of soap for the soap balls. I tend to make large colored batches. Whoa. Ha! I think we have more soap balls here than we realized. Okay dokie then. We'll just get some in. We laid them all out in this mold to see what it would look like. And it honestly did not look like this. Minnie? Alright, let's stir the other guy up, start putting some in. Oh, this is perfect. Perfect. Could not have asked for it to be better. Needs to be thick enough that the soap balls are just gonna fall down in. Just so important. This is probably gonna be a pretty huge humongous soap batch, it looks like. So I may keep back some of the batter so it's just not a completely mahoosive. Overboard. I got you, little buddy. Alright, so what I'm going to do, since I have way more soap balls than I thought, we're going to send them to the bottom. So, I'm going to torpedo them down in. Well, I suppose we could have not been stressed about rolling all these soap balls, but hallelujah for getting a huge batch. Not exciting? Oh yeah, forgot I was torpedoing. They're not torpedoing. Whoa. That was awesome. I'm gonna do it again. Whoa. My kids have always said that I come with sound effects. Alright, let's just put some more in first. Holy moly. There's a lot of soap balls. We did count these soap balls. Well, he's not coming back. It's on the floor. Kind of feel like I should see what's going on down in this little party. I could put them in the batter sometimes, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna scrape this and I'll come back to you. Alright. I'm just just gonna start putting these in for the top. About that. Whoa, that much left. This is so exciting. I was just so nervous I didn't have enough soap balls, and that is not the case. So, just yay! We're getting a big batch into this one. So excited. I know you guys can see something different. You're also at a different angle than I am. So we're just gonna, where they land is where they end up. We're not gonna worry about it. Life's too short to be wackadoodle about where the soap balls end up. And honestly, the day's too short to worry about that even. I'm gonna go get myself some dinner. I'm a late afternoon soaper if you haven't figured that out. I tend to prepare in the morning and then I spend my day packing orders or whatever else needs to be done. In this case, packing orders, rolling soap balls, stuff like that. Oh my gosh, this is epic. Okay, finished them all off. I'm gonna push some of these down in so they're not sticking up too much. I'm hoping this did not get too tall because it's got to slide through my, well, I don't know what happened there. Anyway, it has to slide through my splitter. So I'd rather these soap balls be a little further in than to get scraped. Eeks. Gotta have clean gloves when you do this. Have to pull back my glove fingertip. Okay. I'm really excited. I love it. Now here we go with some glitter. I don't put too much on because we want to see those pretty soap balls. Didn't spend all this time rolling it for nothing. So I'm talking hours. Like, my husband and I together rolled soap balls over the course of several different days. I know he spent just like hours and hours and hours. This is not an easy project, but I'll have to say I don't need advice. I have tried ways and this is how I like to make my soap balls. So just trust in the lady. I'm doing the right thing for me. So somebody suggested possibly using a shaker instead of this poofer. The poofer is nice. I'm not sure how the shaker will do with something so lightweight. Now that's something you can tell me. Do you use a shaker for this lightweight biodegradable glitter that's basically a mica? And does it work? Okay, I think I'm calling this good. So here we have Polka Dot Paradise. I'll see you back here for the cut. Alright, so I am back to split Polka Dot Paradise, and then I will probably let it sit for another day or so before I cut into it. So I'm going to take a little edge off. Oh, struggling. There we go. Like, needed a better grip on it. So I am hoping that I don't end up with glisten rivers. Boy, these are going to be tall bars. I may end up cutting some off at the edge. Okay. found it's easiest just to kind of pull it back towards me till I get to my loaf size. Everything looks good. Here we go again. I have a feeling that a lot of the soap balls are to the top, but we shall see. It looks like some of them are going to be a little bit evenly distributed. We shall see. Everything kind of in my way. It's often easier for me to do this off camera, but I thought I'll show you again how I split the loaves. So I thought this one would be a pretty one to see the soap balls doing the thawing. Yeah, a lot of them kind of came to the top, but I still think that's a fun look. It smells so good, this Polka Dot Paradise. So happy that I went with this fragrance this time. Okay. Hello. Hello. This piece here, the single slider one, it tries to kind of like pop up, and so I'll have to make sure I hold that down so that this will slide over. It's a fun one. Let's see here. I'm running out of room to put everybody. 2, 3, 4. Pretty much only have one more main cut, and then I will slice a little bit off of the other end. Ooh, that doesn't feel right. Is that right? Yep, that's right. Looks like I forgot to even check. Oh, looks like we are good on glycerin rivers on this one. I was concerned, but it looks okay. Maybe just a titch of where it started to a river size. It's a little bit of a creamier colored soap, but I'd rather have it creamy in this case than be riddled with rivers. So then these chunks here, I can run them back through this splitter and just make little sample pieces. So nothing wasted. Alright, so here we have the, whoa, that damaged that loaf quite a bit. You gotta have your shiz together. I did not really swear. I pretend swore, which is really the same thing actually. So anyway, shouldn't do that either. So, see, I damaged that little bar, but it may just be mine is all. I gotta have some too, you know. Alright, so I will be back to cut these, but probably on a different day. For me, not for you. Alright, here we are to cut the Polka Dot Paradise Soap. I've not been into any of these loaves yet. This is going to be my initial cut. Not every bar is going to be just straight up epic about soap balls. They always tend to move around a little bit, and some will just plain be internal. That soap ball got a little wonky shaped. I'm pretty particular, but I had help this time, so there's just something I have to accept. I was going to cut some of the excess off the bottom, but I've decided just to leave it for this time. So I did have a little extra color in there. I had, when I made the initial colors for the soap, I mixed some of the purple and the pink together with a little excess batter I had there and made that cool purple. Kind of a, I don't know, maroon or burgundy. I'm trying to make these level, but I can only see what I see from here. Oops. I already went too far. Gotta be able to use my cutter. I just love how smooth the soap balls are when I hand roll them. Oh, that's fine. It's like a little, I'm trying not to be completely like all up in your business, you know? Trying to be down here a little bit. Oh, that's kind of fun how it did a, almost like a stripe there. Yay! It is a creamy color as opposed to white. But I also am not noticing any titanium dioxide glycerin rivers. I don't know if you can see this. The fragrance oil does discolor just a hair. Just, I mean, really, just a hair. You almost can't see it. Almost like just like a dried color, if that makes sense at all. I don't know. So, on the subject of my OCDs, my son has been helping to cut the soaps. He's about 16 years old. So I figure if he can learn to drive a car, he can cut soap and stack them on a shelf. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, he's been doing that work for me, and he is not OCD, which this is something to be celebrated. But I'm putting some pretty strict restrictions on him on how he must go forth with the stacking and all that, because I am very particular that on my curing racks the soaps are all laid out very evenly, because when I go to look at them, I want to see everyone hanging out in an orderly fashion. I don't recall what I did there, but I completely pummeled that loaf at some point. Maybe on video somewhere that I'm gonna be like, oh yeah. Now this one, they stayed low in this spot, and that's going to be a fun bar, I do believe. You can see that most of the soap balls really did rise to the top. They just came to the surface. This is where they wanted to hang out. I love how soap making is never exactly the same. It does not matter how many batches you make. It's always going to be a little bit different each time. Now you may get pretty awesome at doing the same thing over and over again, but I don't know, I'm a little different on every single day, I suppose. So I stick blend a little differently, a little heavy-handed or not as much. And that really does make quite a bit of difference in the long run. Oh, this is so nice. This soap ball right there, very cute. I just love this batch of soap. So I guess I'm just going to keep cutting this because I really want to get to this section down here. We're going to have a lot of soap to clean up, my crew and I. I do have help, not only my son, but my husband helps. Oh, there we go. Looks like it was just about perfect. I think the whole, well, I guess there's a little, just a titch of damage there, but I bet it could be planed off. So most of just the one bar took the damage. Well, now I went and changed the, okay. Oh dear. I like it too when it cuts through on the side. That's an aspect that you wouldn't necessarily see if you were just doing a single loaf, because those would be contained inside. So when you make it in a slab like that, you can get some different cuts that are fun. Cutting through swirls, cutting through soap balls, etc. So you don't have to use a huge slab to make a fun batch of soap. You could always just have a small little box if you're not, you know, a high volume soap maker. You can still use the slab idea. So pretty much the last bar has some soap balls on the end. I do wish I had some more of the soap balls further down in all of the loaves, but it's not enough to worry myself about. Okay, so there we have Polka Dot Paradise Soap, scented in a gorgeous white tea and apricot and ginger type scent. The ginger is not anything strong or spicy. I mostly pick up the tea and the apricot. Alright guys, I'll see you for the next one. Bye.